everybody and welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're new here. My name is Izzy and today we're going to be talking all about how to pass your real estate exam the first time. Now, I am a licensed real estate agent here in the state of Minnesota. I just took my test not too long ago and I have tons of other videos about passing it and how to do it and all the steps involved in that. So I will have that playlist linked below to go and check out. And before I begin, I'm very sorry about my background being so sparse and weird looking. I'm moving in a couple of days to a whole new town, and so I have just been super busy packing, and I actually hung this thing back up on the wall. I actually hung this painting back on the wall. I had taken it down and then I'm like, I can't film with nothing in the background, so I just set it back up before filming this video. Anyway, let's get into how to pass your real estate exam the first time. So I originally scheduled to take mine a couple months after I finished mine because of the virus going around, and that was the soonest they can get me in. And then when restrictions started lifting, I looked again and I saw that they had a opening for a couple days later. So I dropped everything, I signed up for it, and I studied. I also went to work, but on all my breaks, I studied. And so that is my tip for you, is to just take it as soon as possible. Don't take it a month later and say, oh, I'm going to spend all that time studying in between. You're not. I mean, yes, you are going to study, but you're not going to devote every minute of every day to studying. But if you take it just a few days after while everything is fresh in your mind, you spend those a couple of days getting ready, preparing, not forgetting any of it, I think that is a much better way to go, and I am so happy that I got in to take mine while everything was fresh in my mind. And then while you're studying, do it one section at a time. I did mine in chapters. That's how my book was divided up by. If you have that much time, devote a day to each chapter. Make sure you really get all those hard sections down. Focus on that stuff that you don't understand the most so you can understand it better. And what I did when I was done reading everything, I went back with my phone actually and I took notes on all the sections. I would read through all of my notes that we had and I'd write down everything that was hard in particular or I couldn't really remember, and all the key points, and then I would just organize them all on my phone in my notes section, so I would have them with me whenever I go. You always have your phone on you. You don't always have your books and study material on you, so whenever I was waiting for something or when I was doing some training at work while waiting, I just pulled out my phone, read those notes, and just kept repeating it over and over. All that stuff that I didn't understand, I just kept reading it over and over, and I had it all with me on my phone, organized by section, so it was super easy to follow, and all the key points and hard stuff was just there. Another thing you can do for the sections that are a little bit more harder for you, there's always some harder sections like the math sections and loans and just there's hard sections. Go on YouTube, watch some specified videos for it, not just general overview stuff, but search in particular what you're not understanding. I know there's so many channels out there that teach about real estate, and that's what I did. I just went on, I googled how does a reverse mortgage work, and then watched a couple videos on it, and I understood it so much better. There's some things that just videos and hearing somebody in person explain a different way that just really helps it stick sometimes just the way you're learning it, or maybe just the way that your professor or instructor taught it just didn't stick right in your head, so hearing it from somebody else is always helpful. I also listened to podcasts and YouTube videos in my car. The place where I took my exam was an hour away, so I listened to prep agent videos my entire way there. He has videos that are just summaries of literally like everything or all vocab, and they're about an hour long, so it was perfect. I started it when I left, finished the video while I was there, and it was just a nice refresher on the day of. You can also have somebody quiz you if possible. I did a couple things with my boyfriend just to make sure, because sometimes when you're reading it you either see the answer or you just look, or it's always just good to have somebody quiz you. Also, just watch lots of other YouTube videos like this one. Obviously you're on the right track, you're looking at videos on how to pass, watching these kind of videos, and my advice is to just watch as many of these as possible, because everybody's going to have different tips and advice, different ways they did it, different things that they think is important or not, so just keep going through. There's so many of these kind of videos on YouTube, and I just wanted to share my input on what I think was important and how to pass, because I just took it not too long ago. I'm a fresh agent right out of school, and I thought I could give some good tips, so I would just, give the advice to keep watching more videos like this. And then the day before you go to your exam, make sure you have all of your papers. You do not want to be stressing about all that stuff the morning of, so make sure you have all of your IDs and documents. I think I brought with me my social security card and my driver's license, and it's okay if it's an out-of-state license. I did mine with, which was basically an expired Michigan card because I wasn't allowed to go to the DMV to get a new one, so that's okay. It's okay if it's out of state, it doesn't matter. And then also make sure you have all of your course completion certificate. For mine, it was just one paper because it was just course 1. That's how it is in Minnesota. You do course 1, print that certificate to show that you passed, and then you do your licensing exams, and then you do course 2 and 3. So I just needed to make sure I had my course 1 completion certificate. Also, try to get a good night's sleep the day before and eat a good breakfast the day of. I know you've heard this a million times, but I didn't follow this too much because I was so nervous the night before. I just couldn't stop thinking about it. So my tip for you would just be to forget about it. I know it's hard to just wipe it from your mind completely, but just think about something else, relax your mind, don't try to study while you're sleeping, just running things through your head. Let it be. Getting sleep is more important right now than just trying to cram and stay up late to get it in. So get a good night's sleep and have a good breakfast. Be on time, set your alarm early. I had to take mine at like 8 a.m. and the thing was an hour away, and they tell you to get there a half hour beforehand. So I was up at like 5 a.m. just getting ready to go to this thing. So that is all of my main tips and advice that I have to give you. I'll probably make a part 2 or a more in-depth video about this, covering more specific topics. Maybe I'll make a Minnesota... Why are all the motorcycles driving by right now? Of course, while I'm trying to film. That reminds me, my motorcycle's in the shop and I can't wait to get it back. Yes, I bought a motorcycle and I plan to go to showings and stuff sometimes in my motorcycle. Anyway, I plan to make probably a Minnesota-specific study guide almost, and then maybe I'll make a more broad national one and just more tips and advice. So if you're interested in that, make sure to stay tuned. Also, if you're interested in anything going on with my life and me teaching real estate, I am teaching it kind of as I go while it is fresh in my mind and while I am actually experiencing it, moving to a new town, starting the whole thing. So if you want to see a new apartment tour coming out soon, that's going to be fun. I can't wait to film that. And also just tips, advice for new agents, how I'm doing things, how I passed the exam, all things real estate related. Make sure to subscribe to my channel because I plan on making a ton more videos like this and real estate related. So if you did enjoy this video, please consider subscribing to my channel, and thank you so much for watching.